going to talk ish about me. You're going to try and tear my name down. You're going to spread lies about me. At the end of the day, girl, bye. Welcome to the She's Rooted podcast.
We're about to get real, unscripted.
So pull up a chair. Let's get to the root of it. What's up, Mo?
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am excited to get rooted today. It is going to be a great conversation, and I cannot wait. So other than that, I'm also doing really good. So there's
That's
that.
great.
Got a little fired up before we press play. But if you are tuning in for the very first time, let's welcome y'all into the She's Rooted podcast. I am Jamie. This is Miss Monique, and we love to keep it raw and real. Like, we just roll with whatever we're rolling with. Think of it like having a conversation with your two besties that are not afraid to tell you the truth, because the truth is the only thing that will ever change us. So we are kind of rolling on this messy action series, and I love it. And I thought, you know what? Let's break down some barriers so that we can help people get up and out of their own way a lot quicker than you and I have gotten out of our own way. And why don't you tell everyone a little bit about what we have kind of already broken apart a little? So maybe they missed the episodes.
Yeah, well, they should definitely go back and listen because there was a lot in each of those. But just talking about taking messy action, we think we talked about time blocks and, kind of shrinking down and shrinking back and reasons to do that and reasons that maybe are not so good to do that. Um, what else did we discuss last time? We talked a little bit about, yeah, and a little bit about like backhanded comments, which I think we're going to dive into today, right? Which I'm excited to just jump into that. Yeah, if you missed the last episodes, I would encourage you to get in because it kind of sets the foundation of really what we're talking about as we're talking about taking messy action on something.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel like when we were chatting through and we were talking about the time and being something that you said, I feel I've taken with me, because it's been such an awesome perspective on just because you can only give it a small amount of time doesn't mean that it's small impact. And I think that is such a refreshing perspective that more women need to own and put on and be like, you know what? Yeah, let me prioritize my day, prioritize my calendar, prioritize my time. And just because I can allot it an hour here or 30 minutes here or a 10-minute like me time doesn't mean that it's not small impact, because those small things kept consistent is what creates the big things in our life. And if it matters to you, you have to know that it matters to you. And then you'll do it. You'll make time for what you value.
Yeah.
So, touching back on the backhanded negative comments, uh, people's reactions or lack of reactions, because I know we talked about we open up a coffee shop and your bestie walks in with her Starbucks. You can let that get in your way, or you can pause and be like, well, heck, maybe she can support me without actually supporting me by buying my coffee. There's other things that they can do, versus getting in a stumbling block way of, well, if she isn't purchasing my coffee, then she's not in my corner and not cheering me on. That is not true.
I know. I think as
It's
much as
hard.
that burns us, like it burns, right? Like that burns when your friends don't support you in that manner. But I think that also forces me at least to do the heart check and go, well, what is your motive behind starting this anyway? Is it to serve a community and serve a greater purpose and good and like bring something forth? Or is it to like you have to have everybody, including your entire circle, like be on board with this? Or, like you have to kind of check your heart. At least I would, like,
Yeah.
because you can really let that, like, I've seen it. I've seen
Right.
people get really jacked up over that. And like
Yeah.
they get real salty. And then the whole thing is like consuming, you know?
Right.
And it's like, well, now you're taking away from your own business and what you said you were going to do just because you're focused on this one or two or however many people aren't in your corner on it, you know?
Right.
Like, did you start your business so your friends could support you, or did you start your business so you could support the community or whoever you're trying to reach? Like, you
It was
know?
your own dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I go back to something I scrolled past. It was a dance fitness instructor I seen on Instagram, and I don't have her name on the tip of my tongue, but I can picture her post, and it was awesome because how she started, there was like one person in the room, and it was a huge room. And she was talking about how that one person that showed up in that moment, she could have felt very defeated that the room wasn't full at the beginning, and not give it her all for the girl that came in
Right,
to show up for herself.
right.
And because she gave it her all to that one person and really just like made it a hype party and made it
Yep,
about her, it then grew her into filling that entire room. So we don't, I think we always have the end excitement at the forefront of what we're doing and what we're chasing. And sometimes that can get in your way when we are looking at, well, I don't have a packed room. I don't have the end result today without putting in the work to get there. I don't know.
yeah,
So I think that, I've walked through a lot throughout my paths of people not supporting what I'm excited about. I mean, I know that we talked about that one time where I walked into a family party and
right.
I was just posting on my own personal social
Yeah,
media, like,
yeah,
excited about, Zumba and teaching and getting myself up out of my own way to be a better mom, to be a more energetic mom, to grab a hold of my health and finding a community of women that I felt like, "Man, like, this is a piece for me to be better for myself, then turn around, be better for my family." And people just they're not always gonna be in your bleachers of life cheering you on. It just is
yeah,
not gonna happen, and at the end of the day, I laugh at this because it's like you're not in my closet crying with me when I am feeling defeated, feeling like I'm trying to give it my all to get myself up and out of my own way,
right,
trying to sift through a better mindset, and then I grab a hold of something that can pull me up and through, and you're going to try to tear me down and make fun of me. Cool. Like,
right.
right? So it's just, I don't know. But if you allow that situation, a backhanded comment, and sometimes we talked about how sometimes backhanded comments can come from the people that are in the corner of your life and they're doing it in a way not to tear you down, but to help you not like stumble over your own 2 feet. They're trying to protect you versus them coming at it in like a malicious type way. So there's both sides of that. But at the end of the day, if you understand why you're doing what you're doing, then that's all that is needed. And then you need to figure out the action steps to get you there. If you get tossed and like bobbed and weaved every time somebody isn't being your hype girl in your life or your hype guy, are they hype guys? I don't know. Sure. We'll go with it. Hype girl, hype guy in your life, and they're not lifting you up and cheering you on and like pushing you forward and like fanning those flames of impact, you're gonna be like, Nobody, nobody's trying to hype me up. I better stop." You got to be your own damn hype girl. Uh, yeah.
I feel like my question to you is, when do you know, so, like, let's talk about actual, not the not the get in your head because 'cause they're trying to protect you, but, like, it could be somebody who's genuinely, like, trying to pull down excuse me, trying to pull down what you're doing, trying to not just belittle your dream, but maybe they're even spreading stuff and saying stuff publicly.
Oh yeah.
When do you decide to completely do you cut those people out? Do you just manage
Oh
it
yeah.
yourself and keep pushing forward? I had a
You're gonna
situation.
talk ish about me. You're gonna try and tear my name down. You're gonna spread lies about me. At the end of the day, girl, bye. "Hey, you do you. I hope you feel good
Even
about
family,
that. Good goodbye." At
even
the
family.
end yes, at the end of the day, if you're trying to be malicious to
Oh,
try and pull me down some sort of way, you have your own problems that you need to sort out that have nothing to do with me, and that is the wrong kind of person. And I will say those that really know you, no matter what is said, lies, people trying to shift someone's perspective about you, if someone really knows you, that's not going to be something that they can weave themselves through
right,
a snake with a fancy hat on. Like,
right,
they're gonna know that they're gonna know who you are
right.
because at the end of the day, it's just like that book that we talked about, that chop wood, carry water, you're always building your own house. It is one of my favorite parts of that book, and what somebody can never take away from you is how you make people feel,
Yep,
your character,
yep,
and you're building that yourself. The second you stoop down to their level and feel like you need to play that game and, "Oh, I'm gonna get them back," or you think
yep,
you're doing something by making a social media post and you're trying to, like, stand on this hill that you're probably by yourself on, but maybe
yeah,
if I can, you know, create some negativity, maybe I'll get some comments in. Maybe I'll insert myself into a situation that has absolutely nothing to do with me, and I'm gonna go make a post because, "Oh, I'm big and bad behind a keyboard." Girl, bye. Go sit
yeah,
down. Go touch grass.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
"Nope, I'm out." And I
yeah,
think at the age that we're at, it changes. Your mindset changes, and especially for someone like me who has the heart that I have, and I know you're very similar with this, it's you're a fixer, right? You wanna kumbaya things. You don't like when there's tension, it doesn't make any sense, especially
mhm,
if it doesn't make any sense.
right,
But
right,
sometimes it's not going to make sense because they're freaking crazy. Like, you
right,
know what I mean?
right.
So, let it
Yeah,
make sense to them in their head.
I had a situation like that in the past, and it was during my, like, single mom, raising 3 kids, just working my face off, and then I had someone come in, family, that, like, did not agree with network marketing at the time, and they just, like, were left and right posting and saying and I actually did, I just shut them down. I was like,
Yeah,
"You're actually trying to take away a potential opportunity and income and business for these kids and
right.
me." Like, my mind was actually, like, so blown at the time. I'm like, "I can't believe, like, this is how you wanna spend your time and energy," and I won't go into detail, but it was,
Yeah,
like, probably one of the times where I was, like, really blown away at, like,
yeah,
people being so malicious and I don't know, and yeah, I shut it all down, and now everything's, like, come around, and I talk to this person here and there, but, um, it's an interesting thing because I think for the most part, in most situations when we're talking about, somebody saying something that can get in your head or doing something that can get in your head, like, it's kind of like you can keep that person there, but, like, you just know, and you have to kinda block that out yourself and, like,
right,
manage through so you can keep pushing forward. And you maybe if this person does it numerous times, you kinda, like, bucket that person, like, "I know this person's in this bucket in your
right.
world," right?
Yep,
And you have to manage to move forward with that person maybe still in your life, just knowing they fall in that bucket.
yeah.
Um, but sometimes I think when it gets to that extreme where it is malicious and it is genuinely, like, targeted, then I think
Yeah.
it warrants being cut out.
Oh, for sure. I've walked through that.
Yeah.
I've actually walked into a conversation that they didn't know that I was gonna be walking into the room, and they were talking crap about myself and my mom on how, "Oh, they're just trying to sell you something." Excuse me? What? At the
Yeah.
end of the day, when you have those situations that happen, if you're an entrepreneur, you're in network marketing, you're in corporate America, you're writing a book, like whatever you're doing when you're in your passion wheel, if you're doing it with the right heart for the right reasons, you have to take a good look at who that person is that is trying to talk crap, that
Right.
are trying to tear your name down, trying to put your intentions out there when really do they even know who you are as a person? Do they know the impact that you have had on other people because of the yes that you chose to not keep to yourself? Do they
Right.
understand having conversations with moms that are in tears because they have their confidence back and they didn't have that belief ever within themselves and they didn't think they can get themselves up and out of it?
Right.
How much impact have you made into the world versus trying to tear other people down? So
Yeah.
I have a hard time with that because
Uh,
it can absolutely get in your way and make you second guess what you're actually excited about. But if you just pause and you take a step back and you get rooted into why did I say yes for me? Is it impacting my life in a positive way? Do I get to stand on the truth of the truth and share that and really see other people for what they're looking for? And do I believe that what I am sharing can absolutely impact their life somehow, some way? If everything is a positive behind every question that you ask,
yeah.
you know what you're doing is for the right reasons, for your right path. Period. The end. It doesn't matter what other people have to say about it. Let them talk their crap, and you just continue to get more rooted in what makes you happy and what fulfills your cup and what you're able to turn around and help other people with. Like you're created to make a difference. There are people that make difference in network marketing. There's people that make differences in our schools with our young kids. They're shaping their
Mhm.
minds. Everybody has their place, their gift, their spark. And when they can lean into that and lean into it unapologetically and lean into it authentically and lean into it with the right heart,
Yeah.
person that's trying to tear you down probably has been burned in some way somehow that they feel the need to make themselves look like they're higher up or they have this like I don't even know how to word it. It's ridiculous to me.
Well, that's what I was gonna say is to go back to your comment because you nailed it a little bit back. But typically, from what I see and have seen, and like if I really scrub the files of my mind, typically the people that are negative and saying negative things and all that, they are not the people that are ahead of you in whatever you're trying to do. Nobody who is successful in their life and happy, like whether that be in their career, their marriage, whatever. I know we're talking about like business and chasing your passion, but like those people that are doing that, that are the doers, that are the movers, that are the shakers, that are creating, that are like they have all of that, they are not the ones that are cutting you down
No,
ever.
no,
No.
no.
Ever. Typically, it's the ones that don't have any of that going for them that are cutting you down.
Right. It makes them feel good about themselves for some reason.
Yeah.
Glad I'm not that person. Like,
Yeah.
I will never be that person.
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of trying to lift people up and out of their own way. Like,
Yeah.
but you wanna tear us down?
Yeah.
Alright, girl,
Yeah.
whatever. You do you.
Yeah.
You can't the problem is when you are starting off on the beginning of, like, "I'm gonna do it messy, I'm gonna get into action." I feel like this path, this calling is pulling me towards it, like, I just feel like I need to do this, but I don't really know all the things, I'm not really grounded in it yet, but I just feel like I'm in the right place with the right mindset right now, and I'm gonna just see what happens. If you don't continually ask yourself why it matters to you and what the purpose it has that it's serving in your life and into your four walls and beyond, if you don't have a clarity around that, you're going to allow somebody else to say something backhanded, negative, malicious, with love, whatever it is, and they're going to be able to talk you off of your own word.
Uh-huh.
Man, I don't know. It is a wild, wild west out there, Mo. You got it in real life, you got it in social media land, you got it
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And if
And
you
I
can feel good about a conversation, if somebody genuinely cares about what they're saying because they're trying to protect you out of a situation, or they genuinely think, "Oh, she's just trying to sell you something." Like, explain it to me. Why do you think that? You can
like have a
have a
conversation with.
conversation.
Yeah.
And I go back to that Tom Holland thing. If you have a problem with me, text me, call me. You don't have my number. You don't know me well enough to have a problem with me. And guess what? Those people that I walked in that moment that they didn't know that I was going to walk in and they're talking crap, they don't have my number. I don't have
Right.
their number. They don't know me. So why am
Right.
I going to allow their words and their perspective over my heart and my actions and my choices to have any bearing on my life?
Right. Amen. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the easiest like tools if you are, listening and you're chasing after something or you are taking messy action and you are, hearing comments or people are saying stuff or just kind of like I don't know, like that backhanded type of support role they're trying to play. Like, I think that's one of the quickest ways to shut it all down is, like you said, like remind yourself of your heart and your why and all that, but also take a look at their world and go like, do I want their life? Like, do I
right. I'm
what
out.
they have? Because
Right.
why am I taking their advice? Because their beliefs and their advice have gotten them where they are. And I don't think I want to own that because in reality, we get the choice to own what we think, what we believe,
Absolutely.
and what is said about us. And I think that your identity lies in who you know you are, and your identity lies in, the truth of the fact that you were fearfully and wonderfully made on purpose for a purpose. And you dig into that, and nobody else can even understand what that is. But like you're saying, if you're walking forward with a good heart and a pure motive, and um, you cling to that, then anybody can try to throw titles on you, they can try to throw identity on you, they can try to do all that, but do you remember as a kid that saying that was like, "I'm rubber and you're glue, whatever you say to me bounces off me and sticks back to you." Girl,
Yeah.
that
So true.
that is such a money.
It
It's so
is.
funny.
It is such a money. I love that.
Oh, such a money little quote, like,
It is. Yeah.
and that's what you do. You just go, "Alright, cool." Like, you might think that, but I know that that's not true, and therefore you can have that right back, and you can keep thinking that about me, but I'm on a mission. I heard somebody once say, and I loved it. She was talking about it's not that I don't give a rip. You could insert whatever words you want, but it's not that I don't give a rip. It's that I give too much of a rip that I won't tolerate that. Like, so many people are like, no F's given, no F's given. And she was like, no, it's not that for me. It's, I have so much of an F that I'm giving that, like, I won't tolerate that.
Right.
Like, she was so dead set on her path and so dead set on her mission and so dead set on her thing that she was like, "I care too much about this thing that, like, that is just literal noise to me." Like
Right.
like the Charlie Brown, "Wah, wah, 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 wah."
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think what really helps people in those situations when they feel like they are walking in the right direction, but then they have these I said they have noises coming at them that are trying to tear them down.
Yeah.
Get yourself around the people that are on the same mission, mindset, heart path that you are on so that it helps you become more grounded, more rooted. You have to find your people. And at the end of the day, just like allergies out there, my friends, if you're allergic to peanuts, it doesn't make peanut butter bad
Right.
for other people. Might be bad for you, might not be something that you're going to eat, but you don't see people running around with peanut butter allergies shaming somebody else because they're eating peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, man, that's
Could
all
you like, it's so silly. Put that in that situation. If you're allergic, like
that's a
my
whole 'nother.
brother-in-law is allergic to bananas and avocados. I love guacamole. He ain't over here trying to trash me because I'm eating guacamole, and
I
he can't.
know. So many
Maybe
people are doing this
Mo,
too. So many people are doing this too.
maybe it's because what you're doing or what you're about to doing, you're igniting something in somebody else's life that makes them feel like they can't do it. Like if you're allergic to avocados, you can't eat avocados. So if somebody is being intimidated by your choices, what are they have 2 choices. Well, 3 choices. They can ignore it and be, like, neutral about it, be Switzerland. They can try and tear you down about it, or they can lift you up about it. Everyone has their own choices. But the second you put somebody else's choices in front of your own, you've lost.
Yeah. Yeah. So many people are doing it too, and they're just wasting their time in their own life, like being judgy McJudgersons and like
Yeah.
shaming people for their choices, and it's like, why don't you I actually was at a play date yesterday with a mom that's a lie, I didn't bring my kid. I was at I was at a playground with a mother.
Yeah.
I was meeting with her, but her kids are younger, and so they were playing, and I really loved how she just kept saying to her kids would ask her a question, and she would say back, like, "Well, what do you think?" And, like, make them
Yeah.
think and come up with this answer. That's a side note. I love that she was doing that. But then she also like one of them was younger and he kept pointing out other kids and other things. And she was like, "Who do you need to worry about?" And he was like, "Myself." And I was like, "Yeah, like so many people, if you would just worry about yourself and not
Right.
everybody else, like
Yeah.
you'd be a lot happier and you'd be a lot further along, right? Like
Yep.
chasing and doing and living a life that you love and makes you proud instead of trying to like throw darts at other people to make yourself feel good. Why don't you just like go out and touch grass and do stuff that makes you feel good? You know, like why you gotta worry about everybody else and the way they're doing it? Like just do you and build the life that you love and get a little happier and maybe you'll find your passion, maybe you'll find your business, maybe you'll find your niche. And I think that that's the other piece of this is you're moving out there and you're taking messy action and you're doing these things and you're encountering these people and you're continuing to move forward. Like you have to also realize that you might bump into people that are doing something similar to you or selling the same product or creating the same outline or whatever it is, but like nobody's going to do it your way because you have a different voice and you have a different perspective and you have a different heart. Like so there's still room for you. There's always room for you. There's always room for you no matter where you are. And I think changing your mindset and understanding that and believing that and walking into a space and going, okay, there's room for me in this space. I'm going to show up fully myself. I'm going to bring value to the best of my ability. And I'm going to believe that everyone in here receives that value and loves me like that. You walk into a space differently when you walk in that way versus this like on guard type of like mentality or this better than everybody else type of mentality or they're doing it wrong type of mentality, like, or the small mentality that's like, well, I don't even, I should, she's doing it too. So I probably should just like be quiet. But then that builds bitterness in you. And that's when you start to throw daggers, like there's just room for you. There's room for everybody.
Right. Absolutely.
What's
I think
gonna excel is those that are doing things excellently, right?
yeah,
Consistently and excellently and doing it 100%, you know?
growing through it. Growing through it and growing above it. Like
Mhm.
staying above the line. We need to choose to stay above the line in our life. And it's hard when we get tested and pressed with people that are sitting in the cheap seats of our life.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, my friend, those are the seats that they chose to sit in your life.
yeah,
So if they're not front row people, they're not middle section people, they're not, hyping from the outside because they didn't buy a ticket, but they're like, hell yeah, I like what she said, keep crushing it. Then
Yeah.
you just have to take everything with a leave the meat or take the meat, leave the bones. Take the meat, leave the bones. Grow through it. Choose to take ownership in your own walk. You can take criticism to heart and you can take criticism and it could stall you.
Yeah.
So, just like you said, it was either the last podcast or the one before that, before you oh, it was so good, Mo. It was something along the lines like you have to like capture it first. Do you remember what you
Mm.
said?
Yeah,
You
because it's
dropped so
biblical.
many you
It's biblical. Take every thought captive.
before you allow it to take root in your life.
Mhm. Yeah,
And that is wisdom right there.
that
And
is
biblical,
wisdom.
I love
That's
that.
that's biblical wisdom. Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best.
I'll find the scripture reference for those of you that wanna nerd out and actually look it up. Um, but it's such wisdom for ourselves, like and that's what I was saying, like, you get to choose, am I gonna, like, let that somebody spoke over me because there's life and death in the power of the tongue, right? Like our tongues can speak life over people and our tongues can destroy and ruin people.
Yep.
Our tongues can speak life over our own life and our tongues can destroy and ruin our own life. And so you have to choose like, is this a thought that is destroying or is this a thought that is building? You know?
Right.
It's um, yeah, I think it's Second Corinthians 10:5. Yeah. Second Corinthians 10:5 for those of you that wanna look it up. But
Yeah.
it's all about taking your thoughts captive, and I think that that's huge. The thoughts we think ourselves, the thoughts that other people bring to us, the
Right.
thoughts that we read, the thoughts that we see. I mean, nowadays, I was talking to one of my kids the other day, and I'm like, "Man, you guys are living in a day and of age." I actually asked him, I was like, "Do you think you just have too much information about
Yeah.
everything?"
Right.
And he was like, "No." And I'm like, "I feel like you're saying no because you were raised in this type of life, but, like, I remember when it was like you got the newspaper and, like, that was the news. That's what you and then you had to
Right.
wait. Do you remember? Like, your my grandfather had to wait till 5 o'clock to watch the news. There was no rewind, there was no fast forward, there was no 24/7 news. It was like 5 o'clock news. That was the time, or
Right.
morning or whatever. And thinking like now there are so many thoughts that we have to take captive because they are in our minds 24/7. We're letting them in through our eyes, our ears, like 24/7. And if you don't pause to like check yourself, girl, you gonna wreck yourself
I
because
knew
then
you were
you
gonna say
just
that.
start swirling, right?
Right.
Like it go bonkers. You gotta, like,
Mhm.
pause and say, like, "What am I actually believing right now? Like, what am I thinking about right now? Where
Right.
am I getting this thought from? Why am I" especially if you're somebody that's stalling out in something that is a passion of yours. I remember early on in my dance fitness career, girl, I had a whacked thought that really stalled me out for a minute because I was like going to like these networking events and stuff and like other business people and they're all talking about what they do and I was swirling in this headspace of like I'm just a dance fitness instructor like some silly willy that just gets up there and shakes and dances and like how lame. Like, I had this literal thought that and I didn't know where I got it from. I didn't know how long I was thinking it, but it was absolutely stopping me, and what happens then is that butterfly effect. Like, it stops all the people that you're meant to reach and all the people that you're meant to touch, and I had to, like I re girl, it was such an ingrained thought, and it made me so if I felt so inadequate, but, like, in the same token, I was like, I love what I do, but like I feel really dumb for doing it. I'm with all of these adults, right? Like all these adult women who are all dressed in like blah, blah, blah. And I'm like in my backwards hat, like I teach dance. I felt so dumb. And then I remember just having conversations with God and like praying and being like, but why do I love what I do? And why does it like feel like it's making, and I would like wrestled with it. And I think it's important that you have to wrestle with this by yourself. Like you can't always go to somebody else and have somebody else, like you were saying earlier in this podcast,
Get
like
the approval.
cheering you on and giving you approval and telling you, like, yes, like you have to wrestle with it yourself. And if you're a believer, like you wrestle with God and you're like, but why? And like, what? And it was at that moment where I remember saying, like, who am I to question why? Like, who am I to question? And it instantly switched in my head and in my heart because I'm wrestling with God and I'm like, who am I to question why you gave me this gift or this platform or this thing and like this excitement to do this? And and then I was like, this might sound bad, but I was like, I kind of feel bad for these girls that they don't get to do what I get to do. Like it switched. And then I felt like so excited. I'm like, I feel like I was given the better gift. Like, I'm sorry that you had to. And I know I say all that to say, I know, like you said earlier, everybody has their own calling. Like, I could never be a kindergarten teacher. Does that mean that kindergarten teachers stink in my eyes? Absolutely not. I have so much respect for them. Same with nursing. Like, I could never be a nurse, but I
Right.
love them. And I'm so grateful for those women that that is their passion and that is their wheelhouse, you know? But yeah, it shifted for me. But that was an example of a thought that I had to like recognize and take capture and go, oh my gosh, why am I thinking this? You know?
Right. Have you ever stopped and thought that those women that walked in, that they probably didn't do anything to make you have that internal feeling. You
No, it was
chose, right.
prior to them. Yeah, it wasn't
So,
even them.
you ever think in that networking event that you went to where you're feeling that way in front of those women, you ever think that those women are walking into that event having those same thoughts about themselves and their own path and their own calling about what they're gonna talk about when they're in that networking event? You know what I mean?
I'm sure, and I
We
think that's
all do it to ourselves. It's like we're always playing that battle of let me second guess myself, and at the end of the day, just like you said, having that, like, perspective shift, and when you could be like, "You know what? I'm all in doing what I'm doing because it fills my cup. I feel like this is exactly what I was made to do, and the impact that I'm creating." Like, I go to bed at the
Mhm.
end of the night, and I put my head on that pillow, and I feel like, "Thank God for allowing me to do what I do. Thank
Right.
you for giving me the voice and the heart and putting people in front of me, whether it was 1, whether it was 100, whether it was 1,000." Whether it was around the world, whether it was, like, my neighbor, whether it was just Mo and I talking, and this is the only 2 people that ever hear this podcast, but we come out of it better because of a conversation, because of something that was said, like, and you can lean into that. Why would you lean into any of the negative things? If you know that it's lifting you up and lifting you through your life, allow it. Like, fan that flame. And
Right.
then 2, I was thinking when you were talking, if you have somebody in your life, I know we kind of really focused a lot. I said we were going to touch on this negative comments and the backhanded comments, but this episode turned into that is what we are talking about, and I loved where it went, and it
Yeah.
made me think. You know what? Putting myself back in those situations where words can sift me through and like make me second guess my own choices.
Mhm.
One piece of advice I'd give myself back then is no matter what they say, ask yourself that question. Do I believe that I'm just trying to sell something?
Right.
Do I believe that I don't even know what else it would be. Any like anything negative.
Right.
Drawing a blank. But ask yourself, do
Well,
I
for me,
whatever they said, put in, do I believe this
right.
about myself? And if the answer is no, who gives a shit what they believe? Let them believe it. If the answer is truthfully no, then it should not hold a place in your mindset.
Yeah.
Let them talk. Because I remember we had a podcast not that long ago, maybe like 10 episodes ago. It was recent. And you were talking about how their perception has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. It was something about that.
Mm.
Do you remember that?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's huge. And then I think there's something to be said, like, even on that note, like, thinking about that whole situation myself. Do I believe I'm some like dancing fool and like some silly willy nilly? Like, I do. I do. I will admit, like, I'm a little goofy. It's a little silly. Like, but I also believe that we need more play in our life. And I also know that I have the other side. I have the depth and I have the serious and I have the ability to like go there too. And so, yes, and yes. And I'm on
Yes,
the mission to share, right? Right? Like,
right. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I think
It's,
that it's a good place to be
well, but
yourself.
that can go a whole nother way because if you, like you said in your example, do I believe I'm just trying to sell something? And you're like, well, no, I'm trying to make an impact. Now you have to go that one level deeper. Why do you believe that selling something's bad?
Amen to that.
Like, why do you believe that? Because sales is typically a service rendered, right? Like, in some degree, it's a product or it's a person that is going to get you said result. So, why is that bad?
It's not.
Exactly. So, if you're listening and you are stuck because you're like, and this happens to women all the time. Tell me if you disagree. The women can recommend up the wazoo anything that's not attached to feel like they're not being compensated. I will recommend my New Balance sneakers, my sweatpants off Amazon before. I mean, I'm talking like
Yeah.
I'm not an Amazon rep. I'm not any. I will recommend this. I'll recommend that. Go to this shop. Go. The minute something's tied to me, everybody's like, I can't say it. Like,
Yeah.
why?
Why?
Why? Because you're gonna be compensated? Why? Why
Yeah.
should you not be?
Right.
You just gave New Balance a ton of business when you posted your cute little New Balance shoe and they're not compensating you. Well, why not? Like you just built their business with your, you know what I mean? So this is
Right.
I love this like as much as the influencers and like all that gets a knock and affiliate and whatever like it I don't see it as bad at all.
Yeah. Do you
I
get mad when you walk in a Target and there's employees there and asking you if you need help with something?
Yeah, if
You're
you're
just trying
selling
to sell me
stuff,
something off the shelf. Like
right.
it's so silly. Like if
If
you
you're
have a
selling
problem that you're
garbage,
looking for a solution for and this is the solution, then this is the solution. If
if
it
you're
is
selling
proven to
garbage and
impact.
you know it, you're not like you're not listening to our podcast if you're somebody that's just trying to sell snake oil and like garbage
Right.
and a buck. Like those
Right.
people don't listen to our podcast. Those people don't listen to any podcast. They literally just feel fine sleazeballing it and selling trash.
Right.
Like
Right.
that's a whole the fact that anybody second guesses themselves tells me you have a heart and a soul and like you're probably most likely doing something that's right and okay. And
Yeah.
now you've just let some sort of belief block you, whether that was something someone said or something that you read.
Right. Yeah. Girl, I've gotten into I do consultations for free. See if it is something that they might be looking for, right? Whatever that is. And I had this girl that got so pissed at the end because she wanted me to do her macros for her and fill out an entire plan for her month on how to eat for her goals. And she wanted me to do it for free. Free. I'm sorry. How much did my degree cost me? Like, it is the audacity of certain people is always just gonna be the audacity of certain people, and if you can stand on you don't go to the doctor and they
Right.
just give it to you for free, the appointment.
Right.
You don't go to the gym and they're like, "Oh, you know what? You could get a free membership today."
Work out for free today.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the audacity can also get in people's way. And then
Yeah.
you feel like you have to give everything away from free because you're not valuing your own worth.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be a whole nother topic.
I know it, dude. I've definitely done that.
But at the end of the day, like, okay, well, I hope you find somebody that can do it for free.
Chat will.
That's not me.
Chat will do it for free. You won't get coaching and you won't get Jamie Summers, but chat will do your macros. If you're listening, go to chat.
Go to chat. Chat GPT it.
Yep.
I will tell you, chat GPT is not always right, but
It's not.
neither
And
are humans.
the
So there's that.
Well, and you just don't get you don't get that personal coaching, that, like, check-in and the tweaking, that you do as a coach. Like, you don't get that.
Right.
But if you're looking for free, then you get less value. That's
Right.
reality. And pretty much everything.
Right. And people like to take advantage too of people,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yeah.
there's one thing on you got to find that balance within your own path, whatever that is.
Yeah. I know. Well, that and I don't know what that person does for a living, but it would be interesting to say, like, okay, so are you willing to do XYZ for free? Like,
Right. No.
no, you're not.
No.
You're not.
Right.
Yeah. Ah, this was so good.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some really good perspectives throughout weaved in throughout this one. This was a really good one.
Yeah.
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 And maybe I'll end on this, Mo. Sometimes the most negative, most backhanded comments that are going to get in your way come from your own damn head.
Right.
So, you got to sift through that, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time's too
Get,
short.
get that little notebook out and start to go 3 levels deep.
There you go.
This is what I believe. Why? Then write it out. And then why again? Then write out your answer. Then why again?
Yeah.
And get to the bottom of it.
Right. And don't wait on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Let people talk their talk.
Life's too short.
Amen.
Too
Amen.
short.
Well, how about we come back next week? Maybe we break one more thing down for them, another stumbling block that can get in the way of taking action. We'll give them one more. What do you think?
I like it. I'm in.
Come on back, girl. We're
I'm
gonna have a
in.
really good chat next week. So, but yeah,
That's
until
great.
then, Mo, why don't you tell them what to do?
Stay rooted, sis. Stay rooted.
Stay rooted. Keep that chin up. All right, Mo, I appreciate you, and I will
This
see
is
you.
great.
I will see you next week, and also a lot sooner than that because
Okay.
I can't go a whole week without talking to you. So,
Okay.
love you. Bye.
We hope that landed.
If it did, share it up, drop a comment, and you know what? We'll see you on the next episode.
And until then, stay rooted, sister.